How do you feel about the fact that here you are 10 years on? Do you see yourself as maybe becoming like, a kind of a dinosaur band?
No, we're still fresher and better, and we're still leading the way,
Right.
I mean, we haven't, you can only become a dinosaur after, if you're like, we haven't really made, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, we made it, and we've changed the course of history, I mean, we revolutionized rock and roll in 1976. Things were sort of, when there really wasn't any more rock and roll, and like we put the energy and fun and excitement and spirit back into it,
Well, how about your show? How about the Bonzo single? How did that come about? You've been moving more in a political way, I think, with Dee Dee's lyrics and stuff. And how about this one?
Well, it was an outrage. It was really, Reagan, the whole, him going over the SS cemeteries, and it was sort of our approach. We're sort of, the kind of approach we have, it's not, necessarily have to go with a big name guy, you know what I mean? Because, basically, the songwriter or the musician knows exactly what he wants to hear. You know what I mean?
Were you turned off by the big name, like Spector and working with, Graham? Cool.
Well, I'm really sort of open to working with new people, but I like Phil Spector. I like working with him. I know he was difficult, and since we did that album, everything we've ever done has been controversial, but, I guess Spector, and he came out of retirement to do us. It was really important for him to do us, because he felt like we were, sort of like, both major pioneers in our own sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was real important for him to do it. I guess that was the last project he really had done, or finished or whatever, since John Lennon's rock and roll,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought, he taught me a lot. I thought it was a great experience personally,
Is that album your favorite of all the Ramones albums that you've put out?
No. It's definitely up there. Actually, the last album I think might be my favorite.
Yeah.
The Spectre album is a favorite though, And Rock the Rusher, they're all my favorites, but I guess some of them are more favorable than others, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like Leave Home sort of went, I thought that was a great album. It sort of didn't go all that noticed, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I like them all.
Well, how about the new thing that you did with Chasing the Night? I thought that was particularly good.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's one of like heavier things, But it's not like I don't know. When I was growing up, I liked, now they call it heavy metal. Then it was hard rock. Like Black Sabbath and stuff like that.
Right.
Or Van Halen, or you know what I mean?
Right.
It's
reality
not.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just. There was a time before things. I guess things are somewhat better now than they was, say, 8-9 years ago. But I guess I'm liking like heavier music. You know what I mean?
How about the hardcore stuff? How do you feel about that? You've got like 2, hardcore things on the last album.
Well, I think the songs are great, and actually, like those kids look upon us as the inventors of hardcore,
That's true, yeah.
But when Dee Dee had written those songs, he was sort of like influenced by them in a sense, sort of almost like
influenced by the people who were influenced by you.
Right.
Yeah, we should pass too long on this, but maybe one other thing in terms of how about the personnel changes, drummer and everything. The lineup has stayed the same except for drummers, pretty much. What happens that makes it so you can't keep
They burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the furious pace. They just burn out after a couple of years.
How do you keep that pace up, particularly in the live shows? You just, I mean, it's like more energy than...
It's just our psychosis.
What do you think of people like Spring? Yeah.
Actually, I admire Springsteen because he's it comes off very honest and genuine, and I mean, I believe that he's genuine, and there really aren't many performers that are, everybody's like, I mean, he has a unique style and a unique image, and I mean, nowadays everything is faceless, everything is sterile and synthesized, superficial, there's no guts and there's no beliefs, there's, nothing there to kind of like, some insight, you know what I mean, maybe something that will, kind of, change your thinking or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like more like, maybe like groups of the 60s in a sense, or the 50s, like the Who, or people,
Yeah.
I mean, or the Beatles, or, they sort of gave, there's sort of a cultural thing there as well as, there's something that, you learn from and that really opened up your life, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I mean, nowadays it's all like, a lot of crap, a lot of nothingness. People that want to make a buck, and it's all like this middle road kind of thing, or there's really nothing. There's not many bands that really have something to offer, anybody,
Right.
I'd say like, I'd say there are a few of us, I'd say there's like the Ramones and U2 and Bruce Springsteen and John Fogerty, and I'm sure there are others I haven't mentioned, but I just woke up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's I mean, where there's actual sincerity and, and honesty and,
Well, how have you been able to do with, working in the record business, with a contract?
Well, we don't give a shit about them. You know what I mean? I mean, you give a shit, but you don't have to comply. You know what I mean? You don't have to become one of them. You know what I mean? You have to kind of stand up. You can't kiss ass. Everybody kisses ass.
Right.
And that's why everybody sounds the same, and that's why, I mean, the record business is a bullshit business.
Yeah.
And like, you just gotta maintain yourself, you gotta maintain your ideals and your integrity, and that's a word that really doesn't exist all that much in any business, in any form of art or whatever,
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, not giving in, not compromising,
Think they respect you more because of that? Because of the fact
Definitely. I mean, you might not be as rich, but at least you'll have your self-respect, and people will say, I respect him, they're great, they've done a lot, and, I mean, that's how I feel when, there's certain people that, like last night I met a bunch of people that, that I, really influenced me, and, I always respected, like Lou Reed I like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was always sort of one I'd look up to, and, there were, I thought, actually, the people that are involved in Sun City, I think, it's, all the people are really cool, because it's a real extreme kind of a thing. It's not like, oh, let's, like, do this cause, we can sell some more records or something, It's like everybody is, like, sort of like, the purists, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, people that, I mean, that it really is more than, oh, let's do another benefit.
Right.
This year benefits are the thing to do.
Yeah. Were you considering playing like a Live Aid or one of those things? Or,
Well, we weren't asked, But I mean, after